Yo, Patreon exclusive Elevation Conference 2019. I'm with the man, Derek Minor.
Yeah.
Fair to say that you and Doc have been able to build a six-figure business off of art.
Absolutely.
We just spent time talking about the CHH community kind of turning their back, right, in ways, or just dismissing the black artists when all of a sudden they started talking about black issues.
Yeah.
That had to have dried up some of the revenue streams in terms of some of these conferences and shows. How have you guys been able to adapt and evolve and push forward despite these setbacks? I think a lot of people are sitting here thinking through these things, right? Many of us don't know what it was like to go get the $5,000 bag from a conference or a $2,000 bag. So I have no context, right? But that still puts you in a place where you have to problem solve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how have you been able to problem solve?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what it's always been and what it should always be for artists, which is creating your own fan base. Okay. I think you're doing the best job I've seen of that.
Well, thank you.
Right, you have the Patreon, and you have the YouTube channel that's doing well, that you're consistent content, and you're at every conference everywhere. You're always moving, and you're always doing your own tours, building your own artists. And it would seem that you're like, I'm gonna just live off of my art the best way that makes sense. So what I would say is, I know for myself, is that's what we're doing. And for me, it's just saying, I'm gonna create art that's true, and the things that I'm not good at, I accept I'm not good at, and the things that have been great for me, I just dive into that head first. And I think that's that. I think some mistakes that artists make is like they want to be great on every platform, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that. And it's like, nah, pick the platform that you're the best at, that's the most comfortable, and just maximize that to the max, as opposed to trying to do like what people with six-figure social media budgets do, and they're great on every platform. Well, it's because they have a person on each platform doing that.
They got a team.
Right, absolutely.
So that's really good. So start with one platform that you're most passionate about, that you're good at. Focus on that.
Absolutely. And then I would say service your base, man. Forget, like, and this is from a guy that owns a record label and a booking agency. Like, I have that. I own my own publishing. Like, we're self-sufficient. Only thing we don't do is distribute, and it's just because, I mean, I think Empire does a better job at that than us. But what I've learned is, I think it's just best for me to dive into my fan base. Like, for me, I'm in my DMs. Like, right now, I have a group of people that I feel are like my most passionate fans, and I talk to them consistently. We talk about everything. And then when someone says, I love your music, I say thank you. You know, and I'm constantly in my DMs building my audience. When I'm out at shows, I'm not just sitting in the back like some superstar. I'm out with the people, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm an indie artist. So, like, I have to build great relationships, and that has done more for me than any record label. Or, like, I was signed to a booking agent, and I've made more money leaving that huge booking agency, doing it myself, just because the people that work with me actually care. You know?
So some people may push back and say, okay, cool, Derek, that's cool, but you entered the game at a certain phase. Like, you entered the game where we were still selling CDs, we were still selling digital. You were on a relatively big major label, which wasn't what they are today, but they're still big. You built a six-figure business, great for you, which has allowed you to make better music and travel. But is it possible for me? Is it possible for someone that's 18, 19, 20, just starting? Can they still do it, or is it over? Is it too saturated?
If I was 18, 19, 20 with the tools that y'all have, I'd be even further along.
Talk about it.
Like, and it's because I wouldn't have anything to do but music. Like, the funny thing is, if you look at right now, my focus has been catalog. Before July is out, I will have released 24 songs. Because I had the 12-song project going up that we did for basketball. I'm about to drop another one for football. I have a project with me and Cannon that's almost done. I have my own music that I've just been stockpiling videos and things like that. I mean, this year alone, I have scheduled probably close to 50 songs ready for release. And this is with a wife and 2 kids. Right? So if I'm 18, 19 years old, oh my goodness. With just being able to buy a mic and get on FL Studio or lease beats for five for $30. Oh my God, I'm killing all y'all. I'm killing all y'all. Like, so for me, I'm like, nah, that climate.
They don't know how good they have it. Even though we have it cool, they have it great.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, we had it where you had to have your music in stores on CDs.
Right.
That's expensive. Like, to get in the game now, the cost is minimal. You can get a cracked version of FL, record your vocals.
We don't endorse cracked versions.
But you could. You can,
shout out to Propellerhead.
You know what I'm saying? But you could get in there. You could get in there and do whatever you wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that just a lot of kids are lazy and they're looking to hit the lottery.
Come on, talk about it.
They just want to hit the lottery, man. They want to get chose. They want to put one song out. They want it to go viral like Lil Nas X, and then they want to live off their music forever off of that one song. But that's literally like hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
Man, you got to get out here and build your catalog. And I don't care if it takes 5 years or 50 years, man. As long as you're doing what you love, that's what it is. And you never know where it's going to take you, you know?
One application point for the artists, the indie artists, those are starting out. They're feeling right now, they're like cool, but they're feeling discouraged. They need something. What can they walk away with from this?
You're discouraged because you're looking around you. Your competition is your buddies. So I know a lot of people right now they'll sign a deal so they look good to their buddies. You know what I mean? Or they'll post something on Twitter to look good for their buddies. They're building their whole brand off of trying to impress other people, as opposed to creating actual value for their fans. So I would say the application point is build a fan base and create value for your fan base, like what you're doing, like the Patreon. Like, that's beautiful. Like, now for you investing in me, I'm gonna give you game that you wouldn't get for free, right? And I
There's an artist here, Lamar Riddick, who started his Patreon. I think he's at like 20 Patreon. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yo, my goal is 50 for the year.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's very much person by person.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, very much so like that. And I wish we had Patreon, because I remember seeing my buddies who were doing like Navigators and varsity crowdfunding, and I was like, yo, what if there was something like this for rappers?
Yeah,
you know, because I know I get people to give to me as a rapper.
Absolutely.
I even try to run it through my church. I was like, hey, what if we what if they give you the money and you give me the money? And they were like, yeah, that's technically called, money laundering. We can't do that. But yeah, so that's good, man. That's good. Any closing words?
Hey, man, stay consistent and focus on yourself, in a sense of you should be looking at your numbers and asking, are they growing? And then fixing that problem, as opposed to saying, man, this person got followers, I ain't got them. Like, nah, you should be setting realistic goals for yourself, for your platforms, and doing what it takes to build those.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.